Ladies and gentlemen, this is an article that came out on Fox December 10th, 2018. Henna tattoo leaves girl 3 with chemical burn in shape of cat. And you can really see the outline of a cat right here. Look like it's a cat sitting down. You can see that burn. That's a pretty big tattoo for a 3-year-old. Just looking at the size of it, it looks kind of big. Okay. A 3-year-old girl has been left with a horrific chemical burn and permanent scars covering her arm, thanks to a black henna tattoo she got on vacation. Frida Ellis was on a family break in Antalya, Turkey, when her mom, Marlena, treated her to get a design at a local shop. But shortly after arriving back in the UK, Frida complained the cat pattern, which stretched from her wrist to her elbow. Yeah, that looks pretty big. You know, you think about a 3-year-old from her wrist to her elbow. That was the size of this cat tattoo that she got. And she was complaining when she got back to the UK that it was itching. The design erupted in a series of painful blisters, which then became infected, leaving Frida with disfiguring scars. My little girl has been scarred for life after getting what I thought was a harmless black henna tattoo, Marlena said. She has been covered in blisters and in so much pain. It's been heartbreaking. We were entirely unaware of the dangers and want to make sure other parents know what can happen so this doesn't affect other children, Marlena, a nurse, said. The 32-year-old. This woman is 32. Oh my God. She looks way older than 32. Oh my God. Woo! Not aging too well over there in the UK. The 32-year-old said she had a great trip with her young daughter and her mom, Julie Ellis. And then Frida had been begging for a henna tattoo after seeing other children at the hotel with them. Frida was desperate for a henna tattoo as she'd seen older kids running around with them, she said. I tried to put her off getting one as much as I could, as I really didn't want her to get one, but she'd been so well behaved that on that day before we left, I decided to treat her. We went to a nearby barbershop as they were doing henna tattoos, she said. Frida flicked through the book and, I guess she picked out the cat design after going through the book. The shop seemed really clean and tidy, and the man who did the tattoo even wiped Frida's arm with an antiseptic beforehand, so I wasn't too worried. It took 10 minutes to complete, and then we had to wait 10 minutes for it to dry. She was totally made up with it, and it wasn't until we got home that we realized there was something wrong, she said. Frida began complaining of an itchy and burning sensation just days later. We had been home about 3 days when Frida said, Mom, my arm, it's warm and it's itching me. It hurts. Melina of Harn Bay, Kent said, I took a look, but there was nothing visible to the naked eye. So I gave her some Calpro as she had a bit of a temperature, and I decided I'd give it until the next day to see if she improved. But when Frida woke up the next morning, she was in tears and a nasty blister had started to appear. She said she was constantly itching it and had very red, raw blisters full of fluid on her arm. Marlena rushed her daughter straight to the local minor injuries unit. The Queen Victoria. Yeah. Wow. We saw the duty doctor, and I showed him a picture of the tattoo. When when it had been done, she said, straight away he identified it was black henna. I didn't realize it was different to any other type of henna. He explained it contains a chemical. What he's talking about is the PPD that's in there. PPD is also in like sunscreen, it's in hair dye. So he was saying that's where the burn came from, the PPD that's in the black henna. I was shocked when he diagnosed it was a chemical burn, Marlena said. He dressed it with a wet dressing to cool it and gave her antihistamines for the itching. All right. So it's a chemical burn from the PPD that's added to henna to make the tattoos darker and increase their lifespan. While PPD is present in many products, such as sun cream, they call it sun cream over in the UK, but it's actually sunscreen to us, and hair dye, it is usually used in very small doses. In addition of PPD into henna is now realized as a public health issue, as this allergic chemical often cause hypersensitivity reaction in children. 3 days after the initial diagnosis, Marlena took Frida back to the doctor to have her wound redressed as fluid was seeping through the bandages. Yeah, you can see her getting that done. Frida returned a week later to be checked over, and doctors discovered the wound was infected. Frida was given a course of antibiotics for 10 days, Marlena said. After she'd finished her antibiotics, it was then redressed again, and we were told the infection was clearing up. Now they've just taken off her dressing to try and get it to scab over and heal as much as possible. Now Marlena wants to warn others of the dangers of black henna tattoos. I just don't want any other families to go through what we have, she said. Frida's tattoo was definitely a scar, as the burn was quite deep. Hopefully, it will fade in time, but it will definitely leave a mark. I'd had a brown henna tattoo done as a child, and they were absolutely fine, she said. The doctor said they sometimes use black henna abroad because it's cheaper for them to purchase. I want to make people aware because so many children have them done on holiday. Frida going to be scarred for life. She'll forever have a cat on her arm. Ladies and gentlemen, aren't these the same people that say they are the Egyptians? Now, when they dig up the Egyptians, they have henna all on them. They got henna in their hair, they got henna on their nails and on their toenails, and they even have it on their skin. So they always used henna in that region of Africa. It's not just Egypt, but Turkey and Libya and all those places they used henna. So these folks are really hypersensitive to henna, something that's been on this planet for thousands of years and used by people all over the world. But please tell me what you think about her getting this chemical burn. I've done these stories before. So you can see who's getting these chemical burns from the henna. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.